Really. I can trust you, right? Of course you can. Clover slipped the four-leaf clover into her pocket. Her eyes still red from crying, she looked up at Junpei. Okay then, I'll tell you. I'll tell you what happened on this ship 9 years ago. Why does everyone know something about this fucking ship? Seriously. Ah! Wait. On this ship? Yeah, the ship. He was entirely lost. Okay, so everyone knows something related to the ship except Junpei? Like, what the hell? Did Junpei actually did all of this? What the hell is going on? He had 1,000 questions, but it was probably best, he thought, to save them until Clover had finished. I mean, yeah. It was an experiment to test some sort of psychic thing. Something about communicating through the fields that you can't see. Fields that you can see again. Of all things, high school student. Really dumb, just trucking along. Seriously. He heard something like this before. Clover nodded. Like, think about this. She pointed at the operating table. On top of it, was a somewhat mismatched medical mannequin whose parts had been swapped with another mannequin. This is John, right? But is he really John? All Junpei could think was she's finally completely lost it. Aw, poor Clover. Isn't that Lock Socks? Yeah, or the ship of Theseus? Junpei grew even more confused. He'd never heard of either of those things, actually, although they sounded smart. You don't know? You haven't heard of those paradoxes? Junpei shook his head. Clover laughed. Okay, well, pay attention then. This is how Lock Socks works. Let's say I've got a pair of socks. They're my favorite socks. One of them gets a hole in it. What would you do if that was your sock, Junpei? Would you patch it up, or would you throw it away? Technically, because it's me, I do the third one. Just keep wearing them until they are literally unusable anymore. Aren't I the best person ever? Yay! Just like, seriously, there's no reason to throw away socks unless you can't, like, they seriously have nothing in them. But I guess I would throw it away. I guess that makes sense, you know? I'd pitch it, I guess. But it's your favorite pair of socks. Come on, who loves socks that much? Actually, it doesn't matter. Just suppose you do love them that much. I patch it up if it's immediately annoying. I wouldn't. Like, I seriously wouldn't. I have socks that have, like, holes in my toes and, like, on the ball of my feet and everything. It's just, like, whatever. Like, I don't give a fuck. But what if another hole opens? I'd add another patch, I suppose. What if another hole opens after that? Another patch, I guess? Well, let's say you just keep adding new patches, until eventually the original cloth of the sock is totally gone. Once you get to that point, can you really say they're the same socks you started with? That's tough. Junpei crossed his arms. So that's Lock's socks thing, then. Yeah, the ship of Theseus is a lot like it. The ship of Theseus, if you keep fixing the damaged part of the parts of ship, eventually it ends up with none of the parts it started with. Can you really say it's the ship of Theseus that you started with? And what if you took all the old parts from the first ship and built another one somewhere else? Then which ship is the real ship of Theseus? Oh. The one you repaired, or the one you built with the original parts? It was an interesting question. Clover could see Junpei. It's a Japanese name. It's Junpei. Was intrigued. Hey, do you think it's the same? What's the same? Disguise. Is this John? Or is it Lucy now? Junpei looked at the operating table again. A mannequin full of the body parts from a different body. Clover had been right. It was just like Lock's socks, or the ship of Theseus. The part of the body that holds a person's identity is the head. Of course, the many hundreds of years conventional wisdom had held on the man's identity resided in his heart or any of a number of internal organs. John's head and heart were both his, but apart from that, a single arm, the rest of his body had once been Lucy's. Was that mannequin really John? We're just like these mannequins. She looked at Junpei again. Think about it. The cells in our bodies change every day. Old ones die and new ones burn. Actually, born, not burn. Different words completely. Actually, did you know that every 7 years the cells in your body are so different that you're supposed to be a completely different person except for whatever it is that holds it together, like holds your, like, I guess you could call it a soul. If you actually talk about souls and if you do believe in souls, that's the only thing that after 7 years doesn't regenerate because it's not made of molecules. But everything inside your body and outside your body actually are completely different every 7 years. Obviously, every 7 years you say like from this point to this point, but in the middle there are a lot of things that change up. But yeah, so every 7 years you're not the same person. So yeah, that's like that's sort of similar to all of this. Like, what is the soul? What is everything? Because like, what actually makes you you? When every 7 years you are actually not you? Anyway, before I give every single person an existential crisis, let's keep going on. Maybe part of my arm is made of stuff from a fish I ate once. Maybe part of your right side is made up from a cow you ate. If you take it a little further, those cows and fishes are made from something else too, right? Anyway, this is supposed to be about escaping death. Or about dying. I don't know. That's how we're all connected. Though fields that can't be seen with the naked eye. Through fields that can't be seen. The silence was broken by Seven. Hey, what the hell is taking you two so long? We were having sex. Seven's head appeared in the doorway. He was not happy. How long are you gonna make me wait? We don't have time to screw around. Junpei and Clover looked at each other. Clover looked at Junpei as if to say there was more she wanted to tell him. She shook her head. Whatever she had to tell him, she didn't want to tell him in front of Seven. Seven seemed to catch on. Oh, where are you two doing? Was this some sort of secret meeting? No, it wasn't. We were just playing with mannequins. Huh? Let's go, Junpei. Moving a little bit too fast to be entirely innocent, Clover headed toward the exit. Seven stared after her, then turned to Junpei with an amused expression. Playing with mannequins, huh? Didn't know you were into that kind of thing, Junpei. You're a dick. Clover and then freaking Junpei just like, oh my god. Junpei dashed past him and traced Clover's path out of the door. With a short laugh, Seven followed. They stood, looking at the door. Junpei took out the Jupiter key. Alright, I'm going to open it now. Is that cool? You don't need to keep asking. Just do it, alright? Fine then. He slid the key into the keyhole and turned it. Yay, we discovered the way out. He felt it unlock. The door opened with a soft melancholy? With a soft melancholy creak. Should I be melancholic? I don't know. That's one word that I cannot really pronounce. Beyond it lay a simple white hallway. There was no fanfare or confetti. Obviously, there was no one there to applaud them. They simply walked through the door. That was it. Alright, let's get going. Hey man, what's up with you? Melancholy. Okay. You're so serious, you know? Can't you sound more happy? You know, get a little excited? Not really. Junpei turned away from Seven and took his first step down the simple, white hallway. My brother might be dead. I'm going to be next. Clover had told him a few minutes before that her brother was probably dead, and she was probably likely to follow him. Hi, Hector. We're talking about the word melancholy, and how in the word that it was used, it sounded a little bit weird. Yeah, sorry. I'm scratching my leg. Super dumb. And I hate leg scratches, but I had to scratch. How could he pretend to be happy after hearing something like that? We found it. We found the exit, guys. They left the operating room. The hallway took them around several corners and past several doors, but they were all locked. Until at last, the final door was hidden in a corner of the hall. Junpei grabbed the handle. What do you get when you mix a sheepdog with a cantaloupe? A melancholy baby. Ha! That's actually really cute. I'm not gonna lie, it's actually kind of cute. Melancholy. A collie. As he made to push it, a voice stopped him. The voice came from behind him and belonged to neither Seven nor Clover. Jumpy! He spun around. He saw someone running toward him from the other end of the hallway. There were 3 people coming toward Junpei and his companions. Santa, Lotus, and June! They pulled up short in front of Junpei. I am noticing you, Dakota. I notice you. Breathing hard. I notice you breathing hard. Whoa! What the hell is this? What are you doing here? What? But we didn't. Before he could finish, Clover spoke. Hey guys, could you come take a look at this? She was standing near the small hallway that branched off to the right. The rest of them ran over to her, curious as to what she'd found. There was something on the wall at the end of the hallway. A map of the ship's interior! More map! It said C-Deck on the upper left corner. It was, they assumed, a map to the floor they were on. Door 7 and Door 8, the map confirmed what they already knew. Both doors eventually led them to the hallway where they found themselves. In fact, yeah, isn't this what I said? We're gonna be split up permanently till we find Door 9. We might get separated for a little while, but we'll see each other again. Otherwise, we won't be able to open Door 9. That's how the nonary game works. Junpei looked at the map and the ship's interior again. As he looked more closely, his surprise and excitement gave away to wariness. One by one, the others saw what he'd seen. They moved as one for the door. I think I know what they're seeing. He pulled the map of the ship's interior off the wall and put it in his pocket and followed the others. The 6 of them stood in front of the door, arrayed in a semicircle. Santa stepped forward. He took hold of the door and spoke, without looking back at the other 5. Ready? I'm gonna open it. Slowly, all 5 nodded, their silent assent. With a deep breath, Santa threw open the door. They poured through the doorway and into the room. Even without looking around, each one of them knew where they were. They were just where the map had said they would be. The same room they'd been in not so very long ago. The tremendous central hospital room with the empty beds from wall to wall. I see. I believe I understand what you're saying.